Getting a Ph.D. is a tough, multi-year process that requires intellectual rigor, discipline, time commitment, and perseverance when things go wrong. If you are contemplating getting a Ph.D. but are uncertain about what's involved, this video is for you. Hi, I'm Karen McKee, and in this video, I'm going to provide an overview of the different stages in a Ph.D. program, common traps to avoid, and practical tips for success. Ph.D. stands for Doctor of Philosophy and is a research degree awarded to graduates in many different fields. The process of acquiring a Ph.D. is going to involve forming an advisory committee, taking advanced courses in your field, performing original research, passing oral and written exams, writing a dissertation, and navigating graduate school requirements. The details will vary with the academic institution. I'll be mostly focusing on institutions in the U.S., which I'm most familiar with. Let's first talk about why you want to do a Ph.D. If you can't easily answer this question, you are likely going to struggle in a Ph.D. program. You may need a Ph.D. for a particular job you're interested in, or you may love asking and answering difficult questions in your field. For me, I wanted to do research, which I loved, but as a principal investigator, which required a Ph.D. I had worked as a master's level research associate for several years and felt that I was capable of leading my own research program. You should also be able and willing to spend 4 to 5 years, sometimes longer, to get a Ph.D. But be aware that there's a time limit, either set by the funding for your assistantship or by the graduate school, which requires you to finish in a set time period. At my institution, it was 7 years for the Ph.D. degree. If you are sure you want a Ph.D., let's proceed to the key stages of the program. The first stage is choosing a program and advisor. You will have to research which programs and faculty at academic institutions fit with your research interests. Read papers in your field to identify potential advisors and programs. Network at conferences, talk to potential advisors and their students, and apply for grants, fellowships, scholarships, and assistantships. Some students make the mistake of picking an advisor based solely on their reputation or that of their institution. Instead, seek an advisor who will be a good mentor. A supportive advisor is the key to success. You want someone who has a good track record for students finishing their degrees. Next, contact potential advisors and say you are interested in their research. Be specific. Provide your background, any publications, or other relevant experience. Don't send out a generic email to potential advisors. Personalize your message to show you've read their work and researched their graduate program. The next step is to prepare application materials, which usually include a CV, statement of purpose, why you want a Ph.D. and why you are applying to their program, a writing sample, test scores, and letters of recommendation. Check the institution's website for detailed application instructions and deadlines. A common mistake is to write a vague or naive statement of purpose. You should tailor your statement of purpose to each program and follow up with recommenders to ensure they sent their letters by the deadline. Once you've been accepted and have begun your program, the first couple of years' activities involve taking courses, forming your graduate committee, and taking qualifying exams or generals. When you finish your coursework, you will be required to take written and/or an oral exam given by your committee. One or more members may want you to take a written exam. This varies with institution, department, and committee. Then you will face your committee in an oral exam in which they can ask you anything. A mistake is to focus only on grades and not what you learn in courses that can help you in designing and conducting your research. Use this period to identify dissertation topics and make connections with faculty and peers. Accompany fellow graduate students doing their fieldwork or help with their lab work to gain additional knowledge about your discipline and methods that might be useful in your current or future research. The next major step is to develop your dissertation research proposal. Identify a research topic, conduct a literature review, and write a proposal spelling out your planned approach, methods, and timeline. The proposal is submitted to your graduate committee for approval. They will likely have suggestions or criticisms which need to be addressed. Don't make the mistake of choosing a vague, too broad, or undeveloped topic. Select a manageable question that can be addressed within your time frame. Have a backup plan if things don't work out with your initial approach. In the next phase, you will be conducting your research and writing your dissertation. The process involves collecting and analyzing data and beginning to write. Don't wait until you finish data collection to begin writing. You can begin writing up methods early and results as they come in. Doing so will make the task of writing your dissertation much easier and give you confidence that you can finish your dissertation on time. The next challenge is to present and defend your research before your committee. You will provide your committee with copies of your dissertation and schedule your defense date. In my defense, I made a 30-minute presentation to an audience of faculty and peers, followed by an oral exam in private with my committee. Generally, you are asked questions about your research, why you used a particular method, what would you do differently if you had to repeat an experiment, and so forth. After everyone is finished with questions, which can go on for several hours, you will be asked to leave the room while the committee deliberates. You will be asked back in and told whether you passed or not. The committee returns the dissertation copies to you with suggested changes. A common trap is to view the defense as an adversarial confrontation. If one of your committee members gets aggressive, don't respond in kind. Remain calm and answer in a professional tone. Practice your presentation and anticipate questions. If you can, have someone work with you to practice orally. Just thinking about questions and how you might answer is not sufficient. After your defense, you will revise your dissertation according to committee feedback and complete graduate school paperwork. Don't ignore formatting or administrative requirements. Well before deadlines, check the graduate school guidelines and formatting so there are no last-minute surprises. Getting a Ph.D. is not a walk in the park, but it's not always the smartest student who excels in a Ph.D. program. Success in a Ph.D. program is less about intellect and more about enthusiasm, perseverance, and endurance. If you have difficulty finishing tasks on time or get frustrated easily, a Ph.D. may elude you. If you are already in a Ph.D. program, here are a few final tips. Don't be afraid to ask for help if you have problems, and always keep moving forward, even when you get frustrated. Keep in regular contact with your advisor and committee. Don't isolate yourself. Get feedback early about your ideas and dissertation drafts. Don't be overly sensitive to criticism. Be professional and welcome suggestions for improvement. This has been a very brief overview of what's involved in getting a Ph.D. There are many details that I've not covered, but hopefully this video will help you prepare for your Ph.D. journey. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe for more videos about academic skills and especially scientific writing.